Hello everyone, I want to thank you all so much for coming today. Today we are going to be talking about what an ESA is and how to train your pet to become one. So first off, what is an ESA? An ESA is an emotional support animal. They help their owners who struggle with stress, anxiety, or depression. The breed of animal can range from a dog, a cat, a rabbit, a snake, a bird, a hamster, whatever makes you feel comfortable. So many people aren't aware of the fact that there's a difference between an ESA and a service animal. So as I stated before, an emotional support animal helps their owners who struggle with stress, anxiety, or depression, while a service animal helps their owners who struggle with or who have disabilities, whether it be physical or mental, or people who rely on medications. So there are different laws between the two. Americans with disabilities cite that emotional support animals, or dogs, do not have the training to do specific tasks in assisting a person with a disability or impairment, unlike service animals. Hence, the pets may not be allowed to accompany their owners into public places, for example, restaurants, stores, or hotels. Similarities: an ESA and service animals are not required to pay for airfare or rentals. So for example, if you are flying with your ESA, they are not allowed to charge you the same that they would charge for someone who is bringing a pet. Same as for if you are someone who rents your house, your landlord is not allowed to charge you an additional fee to keep your ESA in your home with you. Now it comes down to how to register your pet as an ESA. So the first step is to talk to your doctor or therapist. They can help you determine whether or not you are eligible. The second is to research more about what an ESA does, what the rules or regulations are, and it is important to know how to confront a situation respectfully. So for example, if someone is not aware of their rights when they have an emotional support animal, someone may be able to push something, for example a fee, if they are not aware that they are supposed to be paying fees to keep their ESA with them or travel anywhere. And then be prepared, if you qualify, to pay to legally register your pet as an ESA. So there are many sites out there who will claim that you can sign up with their site and register your pet for free. However, this is not true, and it's most likely a scam, because when you register your pet and you pay online, you're registering for the card, and then you can choose if you want to get a specific collar or a vest to show that your dog is an ESA to make it easier to go into public situations. It's also really important when you go into stores or businesses with your ESA that you carry your identification card to prove that it is indeed an ESA. And then training your ESA and get them used to being around a lot of people or loud noises. So as everyone knows now, an ESA is there to make you feel comfortable. So it's important for them to feel safe around noises and people and become social so that instead of causing you stress, they feel comfortable as well. So ADA and ESA. ADA stands for Americans with Disability Act. It was implemented more than 2 decades ago. The protections offered for individuals utilizing animals for medical and emotional support which a few years ago were more so limited. Since that time, the provisions have been modified, providing a greater scope of protection for service animals and emotional support animals, as well as individuals who own them or utilize their services. So now this emotional support animals on airplanes. When traveling with an ESA on an aircraft, it is important to stick to the few basic steps. First, do not feed your ESA before the flight. It may seem pretty obvious, but it is very important and necessary in ensuring that your pet does not get sick. Number 2, do not give your pet a lot of water before the flight. This may also seem pretty obvious. There are many places in an airport where your pets can relieve themselves. However, once you are on the plane, you can either bring a pee pad for your pet if they know how to use them, or basically just hope that your animal is trained enough and will not accidentally use the restroom in the aircraft. Thirdly, call the airline and tell them beforehand. It can minimize stress when traveling, making sure that everything is prepared for you so that there aren't any hassles. Fourth, bring toys or distractions. This may be something that a mother may be able to predict and see, because after all, many animals can be distracted, just like a baby with a shiny object or a toy, just to distract them, especially since animals get nervous too when traveling, and it's important that they feel safe and secure so that they ensure that you feel safe and secure. Fifth, invest in a thunder shirt. So many people aren't aware of what a thunder shirt is. A thunder shirt is basically a fitted vest which targets all of your animal's main pressure points that make them feel safe and cuddled, kind of like swaddling a baby. And then 6, bring poop bags. These could be for if your pet is, or if you're in an airport and your pet needs to relieve themselves, then you can go to the relief center, but you still need to pick up after your animal. Or if your animal accidentally has been holding it for too long, then you need to pick up after your animal as well. Things to take into consideration: being sure that your ESA is well behaved and clean is very important for the sake of others. You're sharing a small space with others, so for example, if you're in an airplane, it's very important that your pet does not bark at random noises and is decently groomed so that it's not shedding everywhere. And then next, some people may have allergies, so this also goes with grooming. It's important to get as much hair and dander off as the pet as you can to ensure that it's best off for everyone. And then making sure that your ESA is trained or will listen to directions when need be. So for example, when you're going through the security line in an airport, it's important that your pet can listen to directions to cause from any troubles or hassles. And then that's it. Thank you. If you guys have any questions or concerns.
Very good presentation.
Thank you.
So, what is the purpose of the ADA?
The purpose of the ADA is basically making people more aware of what an emotional support animal or a service animal is, and basically what their rights are or how to.
So is an ADA the same thing as a service animal?
Yeah, similar. It stands for Americans with Disabilities Act, so that could be a service animal, or technically it could also be an emotional support animal. It just depends on what they're used for. But that's just the overall term of the use of an animal with disabilities, mental or physical.
So how long is the process to register your ESA?
It depends. So if you're someone who goes to your doctor or a therapist, then obviously you need to talk to your therapist and just basically talk about why you feel you might need one, what it could be good for, how it can help you, and then the process of legalizing it can depend on how quickly they transfer it through the system. So it could be anywhere from a week to a month. It just really depends.
Is there a breed restriction for dogs?
No, there's actually not. Many people believe that pit bulls or huskies or any more aggressive dog breeds wouldn't be allowed to be an emotional support animal. But as I stated above, that is not true at all. It just depends on.
Can this dog be one?
If it makes you feel comfortable. He's a little spazzy. I wouldn't say that he'd be one, but he could be.
Still a puppy.
Yeah, he's still a puppy. But if he was better trained, as I talked about earlier in the presentation, when your pet is better trained and can be socially acceptable, unlike him, then yes, I would say he would work. Any other questions?
I do.
Yes.
If someone has a history of anxiety attacks, and their dogs happen to calm them down, would they be able to make their dog an ESA or a service animal?
So with anxiety, that would be more so an emotional support animal. Most people end up registering their pets as that because of, so for example, social situations, if they're out into the world and they get nervous around all the noises or what's going on, then they would fit into the emotional support animal for sure. Just whatever makes them feel more comfortable. That's the whole reason that people have emotional support animals, to make them better going out into the world and feeling more safe in their own skin.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Can you own more than one?
You can actually own more than one, and if you can have one per family too. You would have to register each one to that pet specifically if you want to bring it into an establishment that allows emotional support animals in there. Then you would need the card registered to you that proves that you are the owner. But yes, you can have multiple of them for different uses and for different people. So yes. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for listening, and if you guys have any questions, you can ask me after.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.